You know what the difference between a hobby and a business is? A hobby loses money, a business makes money. Green is healthy. Red is stop and think before you sell it. And black is burn it, because all you're gonna have left are black ashes in the fire pit of your business when you're done. Hey folks, welcome back to another weekly edition of, excuse me, go sit down. Dang, you always got the people in the audience causing a ruckus. Anyway, welcome to another weekly edition of Sawing with Robert Milton at Hobby Hardwood. And I would like to be sawing right now, but I'm not. I'm over here stacking wood. We are a real sawmill lumber business, so we can't saw 100% of the time. We've actually got to make money 100% of the time. And sometimes, in order to make money, you got to turn the saw off and turn the brain on. And that's going to be the topic. Turn the damn sawmill off if it takes turning it off so you can make some money, even though you have a sawmill business. I hate to come out so strong like that, but tell you what, I'm going to keep stacking, I'm going to keep talking. Because me stopping what I'm doing to make a video goes 100% against what I'm doing. I run a lumber business to make money. Now, on the other hand, I do enjoy making videos to help you folks out, because that is one of the things that somebody can do to help, is that to pass on that information, which is what I'm doing. As I number every board and make sure it meets our high quality standards, one of the things that we get asked all the time is, how do we set our prices? And a lot of times that's asked by people who have their own business and they are seriously having financial difficulties. And it's also asked by people who are just wanting to start out, or maybe hobbyists who want to start a business, or businesses that just can't make it happen and wonder what in the hell they're doing. So I get asked that question a lot. How do you set your prices? And everybody's asking for the magic formula. And I'll tell you right now, there isn't one. But there are a few things that you, oh my God, who sawed this piece of shit wood? This one's going on the discount pile. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, is I do go through every board and I make sure that it meets our standards. Otherwise, we go over and work on it. I remember years ago, we were making a lot of money in the lumber business, and we were smart enough to know, Martha and I, we were smart enough to know we had no clue how to run a business. I mean, yeah, we were making money and we were selling a lot of wood and we having people coming from all over the country, but the business was getting big enough that it was time for us to call in some help, because we had the exact same question. We would agonize over where to set our prices. Is it too high? Is it too low? Are we going to aggravate people? Because they're going to think we're asking too much money. And will they feel like they're getting ripped off? By the same token, are we going to go out of business because we're not asking enough on our prices for our lumber? So one day, we hired a company that does business audits. They were from Chicago, the old Chi-town. And we gave them a lot of money. I'm embarrassed to tell you how much money we gave them. Just say it was a lot of money. And I normally go fast with this, but I am talking and I'm losing my train of thought. But anyway, we gave them a lot of money, and they came in and they did an audit on us. This guy shows up and he's got his little three-piece suit on. He looks so businesslike. And he looks at us and he says, I need all your numbers. I need all your paperwork. I don't know anything. Yeah, that's him talking. He says, I don't know anything about a sawmill business, and frankly, I couldn't care less. He says, we are a business that evaluates businesses, and I'm here to evaluate your business, not your product. I went, all right. So we give him a whole bunch of stuff. He goes away to his little motel room, and he calls up his people, his team. He comes in the next morning, and I'm wondering, man, did I just screw up and hand this guy a bunch of money for no reason at all? Because, I mean, really, we're doing good. We're making money. Our business seems to be doing okay. And he came in and he said, well, Mr. Milton, he says, I noticed that about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, you raised the prices on your walnut by $1.50 a board foot. And I said, yeah, I did. I was all proud because it made me look like I knew my business. I said, I did raise my prices. And Martha and I thought about it real hard, and we ran a few spreadsheet numbers, and it just seemed the right thing to do. And then he looked at me and he says, Mr. Milton, I tell you what, you might as well burn that damn wood. You raised the price on that walnut and you still sold it for a loss. You lost $1 a board foot for 2,000 board foot. He said, you lost your ass. I went, what? He says, I got the numbers right here. So we started looking at the numbers, and he was right. He had all these little graphs and all this stuff. Started looking at his numbers. We did, and I'd have been better off not selling it. It's just like, what are you gonna do? That's why we hired him. So when people ask me, how do I set our prices? I'm gonna tell you, it's not easy. But you don't have to hire a high dollar businessman who does businesses, look at a bird up there, to do an audit, because there's a few basic questions you need to ask yourself right off the bat. And it's not really, do you enjoy doing it? I mean, that's kind of a basic question. Are you enjoy doing what you're doing? Yeah, okay. Well, that's probably why you got into it, because you probably do enjoy it. That really doesn't matter in the eyes of a businessman in a three-piece suit coming to audit you. So here's the question I'm going to ask you. You know what the difference between a hobby and a business is? A hobby loses money, a business makes money. Hobbies are things like golf, fishing, whatever. You're losing money. You're enjoying it, you're losing money. A business is something where you are making money and it can stand on its own. You're not having to take money from your retirement. You're not having to take money from your bank account. You're not having to take money from your kids. Your business has to stand on its own and grow. That's the definition of a business. Right off the bat, I'm going to say, if you look at your business, can it stand by itself? If you have one bank account just for your business or your hobby, which you want to make a business, if you had one bank account, that's your business account, over a period of a couple months, are you going to make money or are you going to lose money? It's that simple. If the business can't stand by itself, it's not a business, it's a hobby. And you need to say it's a hobby, because if it was a business, you're going out. You're going under, you're going out of business. It's that simple. That's why it's called going out of business, because it ain't a business anymore. You may come back and go, all righty, we do make money. My bank account, yours, gets a little bigger at the end of the month. Say you may go 3 weeks in that month and you're losing money. You're having to spend money on blades, fuel, electricity, insurance, all that stuff. But by that third week, maybe at the end of the third week, you'll notice that you're starting to put money in your bank account. And that's not unusual for a lot of businesses to only make 25% net profit. Restaurants make less than 10, I think they're at 7. So, basically for every week that they're in business, they only make 1 day of profit. So if you've got a business, you ain't got to make money every day. But you need to ask yourself, are you making money at the end of the month or for the end of the year? That's a long ways to find out if you're in business or not. So what you may say is, yeah, okay, I'm going to take your advice. Let's run a test. I'm going to make a business account, and then I'm going to see if my hobby can stand alone as a business. And at the end of the month, you may go, hey, I got more money in my bank account than I did when I started the month. I'm going to go, excellent. Then you're going to go, I got a business. I'm going to go, no, you ain't got a business yet. The next question I'm going to ask you, how much are you paying yourself in salary? That's right. A business has to pay its employees. And the answer that I hear all the time, and I mean, I hear it all the time, it's like, well, I enjoy doing it. Why do I need to pay myself? Or worse yet, can't afford to pay myself. I'm just barely getting by. And that's a bad answer. So then I come back. This is like, I don't know, the third question I ask people. And again, I'm not a business major, but this is the next question I'll ask them. I said, okay, you got your little business. Yeah, I put it in quotes, kind of like they do on TV. Your business. Maybe I'll put it right up there with a question mark. I'm going to say, all right, let's try this. See how this works. You ain't got no business anymore. Something happens. I don't know what. I am now taking over your business. And you're an employee of my business, which used to be your business. And I'm going to say to you, I'm going to hire you for the next year at the exact same salary you're working for yourself right now. You're never going to get a raise. You're not going to get vacation. You're going to get the exact same working conditions you've got right now. Would you work for me? 95% of the time when I ask somebody that, they go, absolutely not. And I'll say, well, wait a minute now. You told me you enjoy doing this job for yourself. And now you're telling me you're not going to do it for me? If you enjoy doing it, why won't you work for free? And they look at me and go, So then I go back and I said, all right, let's look at the other side of it. You have a day job, or you used to have a day job. I don't know what your day job was. Are you paying yourself the same amount of money you were when you were working your day job? The answer is always no. I was like, so why in the heck would you quit your day job that's paying more money to do this job that's paying less or no money? Just because it's fun? And then you start to see the wheels turning over in their head like, oh, crap. And I said, that's what you have to judge this stuff by. If it's a business, you need to be able to come to work for a guy like me, and I'm a great boss, at the salary you're working for yourself. If you can't do that, your business needs work. I'm sorry. I hope some of this kind of starts clicking in your head. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm not insulting anybody. This comes from lessons learned in our business. I didn't used to pay myself a salary. That was just, I'm going to reinvest. I'm going to do that. Wrong. You need to pay yourself a salary. You need to have enough money for reinvestment in future tools. Tools wear out. You got to buy new tools. You're going to wear out. You got to buy new parts for yourself, new hip maybe. You have to buy inventory. You have to be motivated, and you still have to do it in such a way that you're enjoying doing it. You have to go, I enjoy this one day, and the next day it's like, I just don't want to do that. And then you go, well, I'm making good money doing this, so guess what? Suck it up, Buttercup, and let's get on going, right? And just power through it. I hope some of this makes sense to you. If it doesn't, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a business major, but I am an engineer. and we do run a multi-million-dollar lumber business, and I did it wrong. Now I'm doing it right. You're probably gonna say, all right, well, how do I know? How do I set my price? How do I take all that and put it into my prices? So here's the answer. One of the things we paid that company for was to look at our numbers and help me out and find out where my margins were and all that. I'm not gonna get all that business jargon. You need to know 3 numbers, 3. I didn't, I do now. That's part of what I paid that business for. My numbers aren't gonna be your numbers. You need to know 3 numbers though if you're gonna stay in business. Or you're gonna need to know these numbers if you're gonna go out of business, because if you don't know them, you're gonna go out of business. I took all this information, I wrote a great big spreadsheet. You can do it yourself. I got it into some software, and it takes everything from insurance, my salary, Martha's salary, Chip's dog food, the stunt double's dog food, who's over there sleeping on the job, our lumber prices, fuel prices, cost of electricity, cost of lumber, logs, everything, reinvestment in the equipment, the whole 9 yards. 3 numbers come out of it. The first number is the black number. That's the number where if I charge less than that for, say, this popper, based on all that plus what I have into this wood, including my salary, if I charge less than the black number, I'm going out of business, period. Just, it's like that walnut. You're losing money. I'm losing money. Just don't. Somebody says, hey, I'll buy that board for such and such, and I look at my spreadsheet or I look at my software formula and that number's black, it ain't happening. I'll burn it before I sell it at that price. It ain't gonna happen, because sooner or later, I'll be able to sell it for the next price up, which is what I call the red number. The red number is red because it basically says stop and think. Kind of like if you're gonna run a red light, the red light means stop and think before you go through it. Don't run red lights. But anyway, so that next number is red, and it is the price that if I sell this hunk of wood for right here, I will not lose money, I will not make money. It's 100% revenue neutral. That's the number when somebody's your best friend and needs a few boards, and you don't want to lose money, because let me tell you, when you're in the lumber business, you've got a lot of best friends that want lumber, and a lot of them are good friends. But somebody says, what's your bottom dollar? That's the red number. I'll give it to you for that. I'm not making money, I'm not losing money, but you're my buddy and you're gonna get that hunk of wood. Now, I mean, if there's extenuating circumstances, you go down to the black number, but the black number means you're not revenue neutral, you are losing money. The red number says, he's getting a great deal or she's getting a great deal, and you ain't losing money, you're not gonna go out of business, but you're not gonna do anything else either. Then you get to the green number, and it is a number that you're gonna be able to say, if I charge this much for this hunk of wood, I'm paying my salary, I'm paying my expenses, I'm making a healthy profit that allows me to reinvest, and my business will grow. It's healthy. Green is healthy. Red is stop and think before you sell it, and black is burn it, because all you're gonna have left are black ashes in the fire pit of your business when you're done. Those are the 3 numbers that you should have command over. They're not easy to get. I ask people how much they really know about their business, whether or not they can come up with their numbers, and they always hem and haw. And then I look at their wife, typically because their wife's the one paying the bills, and her wife says, I can get you those numbers right now. Everything has to go into those numbers, everything. Of course, then you can ask, well, what do we do with some of that growth money? Sometimes your new tools will make you more, sometimes the new tools will actually make you more productive. So you're actually gonna make more money. So you invest in new tools to make more money, have more fun, and then you're doing what you need to do. So you want a real nice saw stop for $4 grand. All right, well, you can't afford it now, but hey, give it a year. Can you build up $4 grand worth of surplus capital money for your equipment? That's not unreasonable for business, is it? You as a hobbyist, I'll never be able to afford that. Well, guess what? You need to structure your business so you can afford that. So that is what the business is about. I lost money making this video because I only marked like 4 boards during the whole thing. I better get to work. If Martha comes over here, she's gonna kill me because I am definitely in the red number right now. Don't work your butt off and go out of business. You just got to use your brain. You got to turn the sawmill off. You got to turn the calculator on. And sometimes that's the best way to make money. I hope some of this was helpful. If it was, please leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. Let me know that I'm not just speaking into a camera with a blinking red light. Man, if y'all knew how hard it was just to talk into a camera that's blinking at you, I'm no actor. I'm just a country boy. Use your brain, not your sawmill. I hope y'all enjoy this. Hope y'all have a good time, and we will see y'all next week. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.